Hey, what's up guys, Defeat Recon here, and I'm back with a benchmark video of the GT 750M laptop graphics card. Before I get into the benchmarks, I'll put the specifications of the system I ran these benchmarks on. Take a minute, pause the video if you need to. Alright, so I ran these benchmarks with the Fraps benchmarking utility in the free version, and I set the benchmark for 300 seconds in a pretty heavy part of the game, I thought, and I ran the benchmark twice. And note, if you're going to be running these games in 1080p, you are going to get slightly worse performance than I am, or maybe major, I'm not quite sure. So the first game I benchmarked was the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I ran this in 1360 by 768, high, almost ultra. A few settings were on ultra, like the view distance, and the average was 33.2, the max was 39, the minimum was 28. I was also running Sharpshooter's ENB, Pure Waters, and I think Enhanced Lighting and FX were also running at the same time. Next game, Borderlands 2, at ultra, peaceful, running around Sanctuary. The average was 53.45, the max was 62, and the minimum was 37. Now, Metro 2033, I ran this benchmark 3 times with the built-in benchmarking tool in the game, and I downgraded the performance slightly each time. Ultra the first time, of course, and then all the way down to like medium at 720p, or higher than 720p, I think. And you can read those now. The next game, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, 720p, moderate to high settings. The average was 38.27, the max was 46, and the minimum was 35. Now, the next game, Mountain Blade Warband at 1366 by 768, completely maxed out. The average was 48.78, max was 55, the minimum was 39. Wings of Prey at 1366 by 768, completely maxed out. The minimum was 92, the max was 167, the average 125.3. Chivalry, maxed at 1366 by 768, the average was 41.85, max was 51, the minimum was 29. Trine 2, 1366 by 768, very high, not ultra. The very high setting put it at about 24, lower, slightly higher in different parts of the game, but at very high, the average was 54.98, max was 60, and the minimum was 48. Now, the max for that game was probably higher, but Fraps capped at 60 with the benchmarking tool. Portal 2 at 1366 by 768, completely maxed out. Average was 59.92, max was 61, and the minimum was 57. Again, the benchmarking tool, I think, kept it at 60, and so it's probably higher than the maxed. Just Cause 2, maxed out. Now, running around Panau, none of the benchmarking tools. The average was 39.52, max was 48, minimum 31. I have the 2 benchmarks. The first one was Concrete Jungle, the next one was Dark Tower, and I'll display the 2 averages right now. Now, last but not least, Arma 2. I use the benchmarking tools 1 and 2. Number 1, the average was 45, and the number 2 benchmark was 23.